What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now in today's video, as you guys can see behind me, I have Scag's newest addition to their V-Ride lineup. This is the Scag V-Ride XL. This is just an updated version of the V-Ride 2. Has a few different changes compared to the V-Ride 2 original model. So I wanted to make this video and showcase to you guys some of the new changes and some of the new features of this new machine. So without further ado, let's hop in this video. So I'm just going to do a walk around of the whole machine and showcase some of the features of it. And if I don't cover something that you guys have a question on, leave them down in the comments and I'll try to answer that as best as possible. First thing you guys may notice is this machine is partially blacked out. So some of the features of the frame, some of the different components and everything of it are now the rough textured paint, like how the V-Ride 2 was on some of the battery box and things like that. It was like that rougher, almost like a bed liner type paint. That is now on a lot of the frame and stuff. It does hold up a lot better. So I also just love the blacked out version, but not completely. So like the deck is originally cat's eye gold. The deck levers right here are cat's eye gold. Up across here on the side of the tank and the Scag logo, as well as up here on the handlebars, those are still originally cat's eye gold, which I do love the little accent pieces, as well as having the machine be partially blacked out. I just think it looks really, really nice. So they did black out the rims, front and back. And then they did add, like I mentioned, little pieces like this that are now laser engraved. And I know on my original V-Ride 2, the sticker kind of split right down there in the center from the tank expanding and contracting out in the heat. So having the steel plate on here keeps it looking nicer longer. It looks really, really nice right there. Speaking of the fuel tanks, it is now dual fuel tanks on the V-Ride XL. They have 6 gallons and 6 gallons, so you have 12 gallons altogether. You have the switch right here to change between tanks. It is not a dual feed tank. So it doesn't have like a Y that both of them will feed into the engine itself, but you do have the switch right here, so you can switch it between the right-hand tank or the left-hand tank as well. Coming around here at the back, nothing has really changed from the original V-Ride 2. The pad is still the same, operator tower is still the same, the standing platform is still the same, access to the hydros. The standing platform is about 2, maybe 2.5 inches wider. So you do get a little bit more stance, not a whole lot, but you get a little bit more. I'm 6'3", so having a little bit more platform to stand on and be able to spread my legs a little bit more helps me stay more balanced on the machine. So I do like just having that little bit extra here on the back. I'll open up the back pad here to show you the inside, and now where they put the battery inside of the machine. Taking the pad off the back, you still have access to your hydro oil fill. It's right here on the left-hand side. This is now your battery box because of the dual fuel tanks. It can no longer sit on the fender. So there are 2 little thumb screws right there and right there on that side. And then this whole plate comes off, and then this is actually the bottom of the battery. So it's just like a top plate just to keep the battery in place. So that is now there. You do have access to your hydro fans right here. And then if you take off the bottom piece right here, same as the original V-Ride 2, you have your drain right there. Easy access to everything here on the back, which I absolutely love about Scag. Up here on top with the operator control area, you do have, same as the V-Ride 2, your parking brake is here on the left-hand side. Control levers, you've got your Tiger Eye system, throttle right here in the middle, your PTO engagement right here, and then your key is right here all the way on the right-hand side. Easy access, easy visibility all the way across the machine. So nothing has really changed on that portion of it from the V-Ride 2. As far as maintenance goes, again, Scag knocks it out of the park. You've got a wide open area in here to do all your maintenance for your oil filter, your oil drain is down here, your oil pressure sensor, the soft start clutch module, your oil fill, you've got your dipstick there for checking your oil. You've also got your air canister right up here on the top, and then over here on the side, you've got your fuel filter. Everything is within easy access reach, even with the dual fuel tanks. Instead of just having the battery box here on the side, you do have easy access to even get your hand down in here and do whatever repair or maintenance that you need to do on the machine. Coming around to the front, this is the Velocity Plus 61-inch deck. Some of the new features with the XL is you can now get a 72-inch mower deck option. You can see they kind of beefed up the front caster arms here quite a bit in order to be able to hold a 72-inch mower deck. You can also adapt it to have dual wheels on the back with the 72-inch option, so you can get some better hillside stability if you're mowing around like retention ponds or just a lot of steep hillsides. This machine will now hold that a lot better with the dual fuel tanks and with the dual wheels there on the back. One of the things I want to point out is the deck lift adjustment. Here you have up to 6 inches now in the top position and down to 2 inches there in the bottom in 1/4 inch increments. Same as before, but you do get a little bit higher of a cut height. It also has dual pulleys on the PTO. This is made so that way you can drop the belt down to the bottom pulley and it puts less tension on the belt in order to cut at lower cut heights. Now I know like guys in Australia and stuff, they cut really, really low. I know I've watched some videos and things like that. So it does put less strain on the belt for them if they are cutting lower. Here in Ohio, I am cutting usually like 4.5, 4 3/4 down to like 3.5. So I would keep it in the top pulley position. It is just kind of nice to keep maintenance at a low, so you don't always have to be replacing the belt because it's constantly stretching it so far from the PTO down to the pulleys for the deck. So removing the bottom plate here by the operator platform, you can notice right here there is the dual pulleys that I was talking about with the deck lift adjustment. So you can do the bottom pulley, which will be for a lower cutting height, like I mentioned, the guys in Australia who are cutting way lower than like bluegrass and fescue here in the north of the United States. And then the top one is more for if you're cutting higher cut heights like 4.5, 3.5, things like that. It puts less strain on the belt if you put it in the bottom for the lower cutting heights, and less strain on the belt if you put it in the top for higher cutting heights as well. One of the things that Scag did change on the V-Ride XL is they now have a bigger hydraulic pump inside of the machine. They have 16cc pumps. They're still pump and motor drive system, but they do have the bigger cc pumps. So you do get about 11.5 miles an hour out of this machine versus the V-Ride 2, I believe, was around 8.5, maybe 9 that you'd usually get out of that. So you do get a little bit more ground speed out of it. And I want to see, I do have some hills, and so I want to try out the hillside stability. A lot of times the hydros on the V-Ride 2 would just break loose in certain situations, so I want to see if this will hold hills a little bit better. So I'm happy to see the bigger drive system inside this machine. There you go, guys. There is a walk around look at the new V-Ride XL. I'm super excited to put this new machine to use this season and showcase the 40 horsepower engine to see how that performs, as well as the updated hydros and the cutting height here on this machine. If you guys have any questions that I did not cover in the video, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and click the little bell for notifications to let you know when I post another video. As always, take care, God bless, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.